Dear friends, welcome back to Civil Conclave presentations. This is the third part of the Construction Supervision Guidelines, Part 3. In today's presentation, we discuss about waterproofing and plumbing. In the next presentation, we discuss about flooring and tiling work, doors and window fixing, painting work, door shutters and aluminum fixing, glass and glazing, and concreting repairing guidelines. If I can do it in one presentation, that will be far better, but considering the quantum of article, this presentation might go, instead of 4 parts, it might go to 5 parts. Thank you for watching this presentation. In this presentation itself, the downloadable link has been provided in one of the slide. Kindly go through the entire presentation so that you know where the downloading link is available. From there you can download this particular presentation. Waterproofing, damp proofing and termite proofing. Water closer, that is a WC waterproofing. You can see this is the methodology of water closer waterproofing. First you have a base coat, then you had a brickbat cobar, then you put your trap, then brickbat cobars, then you will be having all these details. Okay. Completion of internal walls leaving a margin of 18 inches from FFL for a WC unit. Completion of grooving chasing for a concealed GI piping and electrical conduit piping in WC. Completion of all concealed GI and electrical works in WC. Removing of all debris and chiseling the extra mortar, if any, to expose the slabs completely. See here. This is the methodology of removing the extra mortar. Okay. Completion of marking holes in external walls for traps to the external drainage lines. Thorough cleaning of WC with a sufficient quantity of water. Level marking on walls with respect to floor level to set up a trap level. Water shall be kept stagnant for 12 hours in the WC to find a leakages. For a major leakages, locate the spot with porous concrete and provide a socket for grouting. In addition, provide 4 sockets at each corners of the slab. Grout the socket with a cement slurry with a consumption rate of 1 bag of cement to 75 to 100 liters of water. To spread the slurry in the porous portion of the concreting. It is required to flow the slurry with the pressure. See here, I showing it. See, this is a nozzle has to be provided. The GI pipes sealed with a cement finishing the leakages, base coat shall be applied. Provide base coat of 25 to 40 mm cement mortar as specified proportion with a slope of 1:100 from the entrance door towards the water escape pipe. Carry out this base on all walls up to a plan level of IWC pan trap. Keep this base coat full with the water for curing at least for 4 days. After 4 days, get it checked for leakages. Provide 25 mm GI or PVC pipe for water escape outlet just above the base coat in WC. Holes of such a pipe should be made prior to the base coat. See, this has been shown in this drawing neatly. Over the base gate, P-trap shall be fixed at the required level along with the PVC CI outlet pipe. Consideration shall be given that WC pan will come in center. Select well-band bricks. Before laying brickbat, soak thoroughly water for at least half an hour. Lay the pakka brick on the edge and not on flat surface. Any gaps between the brickbat should be filled with a mortar. Complete the brickbat copper with a joint filled with a cement mortar in a specified proportion along with addition of waterproofing compound as specified dose. Give the slope 1:100. All the holes made in the walls connection should be finished with a waterproofing cobar along with this coat. Cure the coat by ponding water for 4 days. Complete the topping coat with a specified cement mortar proportion along with the waterproofing compound. Finish the coat properly with a neat cement slurry by a metal float. Roughen the surface with a wire finish brush for bonding of all horizontal filler coat. Continue with this coat on side walls up to plan level of IWC pan top. Cure the final coat for minimum 7 days with a water up to maximum 7.5 cm depth. Fix WC pan at the required level and block the P-trap outlet hole with the gunny bags and fill the WC pan with sand to prevent any damages. Check the WC pan for the center. See, here I show it you. See, this is the correct way of fixing the WC pan. This is not a correct way. Fill the extra gap with a brickbat cover up to 7 cm below trap of IWC after the curing for 3 days. The final topping coat shall be done with up to 50 mm below top of IWC with a slight slope towards the WC pan. Roughen the top coat surface with a wire brush to receive the mortar with the required bonding. Continuous curing should be done for a minimum period of 7 days. All the joints shall be properly filled. After completion of the internal plastering of walls, keep margin of 450 mm from the final floor level of the bathroom. Roughening of the plaster surface with a wire brush should be done for fixing the glaze style dado. Complete grooving chiseling for concealed GA and electrical conduit piping. After its completion, remove all debris. Make the holes in the external for connecting nani trap to external drainage line and water leakage drainage pipe. Clean the bathroom thoroughly with the water. Mark the levels on the walls with respect to floor level to get up the trap level. Water shall be kept stagnant for 12 hours. Provide 15 to 25 mm cement mortar base coat in specified proportion with a slope of 25 mm in 3 meter from entrance doors towards the nani. This base coat should be applied in all walls up to plan level of nani trap top. Floor this base with the water for a minimum 4 days for curing. Fix a nani trap with a escape pipe, leakage drain, etc. Also lay all the GA pipes for the outlet. Here you can see this is a trap and this is an outlet. You had a brickbat coba. Okay, this is the escape pipes. Everything has been clearly shown in these images. Carry out brickbat coba as per the procedure. Complete the topping coat with a cement mortar mixed with a waterproofing compound. Finish the coat with a cement slurry using metal float. Roughen the top coat using the wire brush. Cure the final coat for minimum 7 days with a bonding of 7.5 meter. Chisel the extra mortar accumulated on the terrace. Ensure that waterproofing plan has been prepared prior to start the work. Clean the terrace thoroughly with the water. Prepare cement slurry. 1 bag of cement and 100 liters of water. Stir to get into a consistency. Spread the slurry on the terrace and allow it to penetrate uniformly over the clean surface. See, this is the methodology of how to doing it. So you can, in the drum it has been fitted up and you can spread it out all along the floor. Check the terrace door level and ensure that enough margin for waterproofing kept. Check the level marked on the parapet wall all around. Ensure that rainwater pipe outlet is bent into the correct position. Stake well band brick pipes on the terrace. MS trays to be used for preparation of the mortar. Soak brickbat with the water before use. Fix line duri slope into 1:150, starting from the lowest point of rainwater downtake and by keeping it a minimum thickness of 65 mm below the rainwater outlet. Fix brickbats in a cement mortar layer of specified proportion in a slope of 1:150. Fill the cement mortar as specified proportion with a waterproofing compound. If the work is incomplete at the end of the day and joint is required for the next day work, Provide brickbats in the staggered manner. Fix small pieces of brickbats along with the 20 mm metal for covering water at the bottom of the parapet wall. See, special care should be taken for achieving the round slope near the water pipe. Here you can see this is the correct methodology of doing the job, the round waters. You can see this round water. This is a wrong methodology of working. Block the rainwater outlet with the gunny bags. Cure the brickbat cover. Final coat spread cement mortar along with the waterproofing compound. Press the cement mortar with a ruler at a length of 2 meters. Level the surface with a wooden float. Apply cement slurry over leveled surface. Polish surface with a metal float. If specified, make an horizontal vertical line 30 cm by 30 cm using a cotton line dori. Make the projected edge cunny between the parapet blast and the water on the second day. See, this is the methodology of doing this. This is the correct methodology of doing this. The slopes and everything has been properly planned, and this is not the correct way of doing the job. Okay. Sloping roof and chajia clean and cure the surface first. Chisel the extra mortar and clean it. Apply cement slurry mortar. Apply metal screen coat as specified proportion. Make water at the junction of the chajia. Apply cement slurry. Cure the waterproofing for 7 days. Clean the surface of the sloping terrace. Apply cement slurry over the surface of the slab. Apply metal screen coat as specified. Cure this coat for 7 days. Over this coat, apply finishing coat of cement mortar. Apply the cement slurry with a waterproofing compound. If color pigments required, you can add a color pigment. Cure the waterproofing for 15 days. Constant watering is required on sloping portion. Precaution during waterproofing. Ensure all the material is good quality. All socketing is done before the base coat work. Ensure that there is no leakage from the bath. Ensure that the traps and release pipes are fixed properly before the brickbats. Maintain proper gaps between the brickbat copa. Check the slope of the brickbat copa. Top coat has to be carried out in one stroke without a joints. Ensure proper finishing near troughs and spouts. Ensure that the mouth of the release pipe is well tied with a piece of chicken mesh and a metal is spread over it for maintaining its porosity. Check each stage for leakages. Cure the waterproofing without the interruption. Ensure that square of 30 cm are marked in terrace if needed. See, this is the image will show you how this marking has been done. Check the waterproofing of horizontal elements. Ensure all joints of traps and WC pane are sealed properly before filling the gap with a brickbat coba. Ensure that a hole is made in the wall for release pipe and drainage outlet. Damp proofing. Ensure that pointing or plastering to the export washer is done to restrict the direct contact of subsoil water with the foundation masonry. During plastering, waterproofing compound shall be used. For the junction of RCC and masonry, chicken mesh should be used. Ensure that during the execution of terrace waterproofing, a proper slope is been maintained. Keep the terrace clean. The concreting work should be cast with cohesive concreting, optimum vibration and sufficient curing to attain the density and impermeability. Wherever required, a damp proof course has to be provided. Termite proofing. The bottom surface of the excavation made for column, pit, trenches and basement shall be treated with anti-termite chemicals. The chemical water ratio shall be mentioned as specified. Backfilled earth shall be treated at specified rate and depth. After earth filling is complete, the plinth area should also be treated with a chemical emulsion. Earth around the external periphery of the building should also treat with a chemical. The most affected portion of the building, below the footing, plinth, and etc., should be treated with a termite flooring. To facilitate the treatment, solid MS rod should be driven into the soil as close as possible to plinth wall and then moved back towards and forward so that the emulsion mixes with the soil. Plumbing and sanitation work. Concealed type of plumbing. Marking shall be done on walls with a chalk in proper alignment and plumb. While chasing with the chisel and hammer, the depth of the chasing should not exceed the pipe sizes. Width should be sufficient to accommodate the pipe. All fittings should be checked for the correctness and cracks. Prepare the pipe skeleton and check all the joints and tightness. Necessary studies will be conducted, such as hydrostatic pressure, smoke test, etc. See, this is the way the masonry wall, the plastered wall, you have to do the marking of the plumbing layout. This is the methodology of chiseling, fixing of the pipes, concealed GI lines, finishing with a cement mortar. This is the methodology of checking with the water pressure. Apply coal tar over the skeleton of the brush. Cover the skeleton including fittings with a ashen cloth. Fix skeletons on the wall using plumbing nails. Plaster the line with cement sand mortar. Curing shall be done. Open type plumbing. Marking should be done horizontal and vertical pipelines, and the pipeline should be fixed on the wall. All the pipe joints should be properly clamped to the wall using required size of the clamps. The required performing test shall be carried out. Open GI pipe should be painted with oil paint during all the finishing stages. Do's are the concealed and open type. Plumbing layout shall be roughed whenever required. Chuck the top level of the nani trap before waterproofing work. Cutting plan should be perpendicular to the length of the pipeline. Apply ashen cloth and coal tar to all concealed GI line. Sufficient hole tight should be used for fitting. Fix all concealed GI lines in position firmly with the plumbing nails. Ensure proper curing for all garbodies. Issue materials required for a specific day. Consider the floor finishes before finalizing the height of the finishing. Ensure that all GI lines are in plumb. Open points shall be plugged. Ensure proper clippings. Make proper valve arrangement for inlets, overhead and tanks. Please do not do these things. Don't start the plastering work before checking the concealed piping leakages. Don't leave GI portion outside the plaster finish. Don't keep open the GI pipeline unpainted. Don't damage any waterproofing work. Don't keep the nani trap unplugged. Don't keep the opening in GI pipelines unplugged before the starting of the internal plaster. Don't start the plumbing operation before checking for priming. In case of GI pipe, check the class of the pipes, whether it is C, B or A class. Internal drainage work. Actual marking of the stake line should be truly vertical on walls. Locate the required position of the holes for waste and soil pipe outlet. Fixing the internal pipe network and traps up to vertical stakes with the proper slopes. Fix the pipes with the fittings temporarily and check for verticality along with the building. Adjacent fittings should be at the same level. Fixing the vertical pipes and fittings with the plumbing nails and clamps. Clamps shall be fixed generally at 1.5 meters center to center. One clamp should be just below the pipe socket. For horizontal pipeline, the spacing of the clamp should be 0.9 meters center to center. Holes made for fitting should be finished with cement mortar. Vertical pipes can be extended up to 90 centimeters above terrace level. Connect the vertical stack at gully trap and then to the inspection chambers. Fitting and fixtures. Nanny trap. See this image, this is known as a nanny trap. It shall be checked for cracks, burr and internal shape before fixing. It should be fixed after one coat of base coat waterproofing. Joint should be filled with a rich cement mortar. The mouth of the nanny trap should be prepared with a small gunny bag so that no dust has go inside. WC traps. See, this is what we call as the WC traps. Check the trap for any defects. Adjust the height of the WC pan or commode with respect to FFL and then fix the traps. Traps should be protected with a gunny bag so that no unwanted materials enter in. Gully trap. See, this is known as a gully trap. Wash hand basin. See, this is the wash basin. Bracket fixing shall be marked before fixing. The bracket should be fixed in alignment and level so that wash basin should be fixed firmly on bracket. Wash basin fixing before tightening the screws to fix the basins in bracket. Joints. Refer the images. All the traps pipes should be clean and completely dry. PVC shall be cut with a fine tooth saw. Marking shall be done whenever required. Ensure that sufficient joining lubricant sandpaper is used whenever required. Chamfer with the chorus file shall be provided at the edge of the pipe to insert the PVC or PVC joint. For jointing PVC to other material, ensure that the rough surface is to be made. Ensure that all the joints have been provided. See here, you can see all the pipes. This is the methodology of PVC pipe cuttings. This is the methodology of pipes cuttings and etc. See, this is a sandpaper, how to use a sandpaper, joining lubricant, fine sand. This is a plug the T, how to do that, nanny trap, how to fix it up, pipe and everything. See, this is the correct way of wall surface, how to mount, how the trap has to be connected to that. Precaution. Branch pipeline should be provided with a proper slope. Bend should have a large radius. Fittings like T, bends, Y, etc. should be provided with a clean out of trap window at the proper location. Embedding pipes below the masonry or floor should be avoided. All traps should be fail of cracks, etc. All external fitting like bends, Y, etc. should be easily accessible. External drainage work. The top of the gully trap must be kept deep enough to prevent splashing water. Level of the gully trap should be above the ground level. Here you can see that the gully trap has been above the ground level. Do's. Proper and required to be given. Proper location of the holes and outlets for external plastering. Curing of cement joints. Adjoining outlets of bath, etc. has to be kept intact. All vertical shaft should be vertical. Sewer pipeline should be straight in line. All traps should be covered with small gunny bags so that no unwanted material should go inside. All vertical pipelines should be laid having a collar over end direction flow at the safeguard opposite to the direction of the flow. See here, you can see in the images how it has been fixed. See, this is the slope direction. Okay. This is the way the pipe should be. This is the bed concreting. This is the starter. Precaution. Inspection chambers and manhole spread should be placed facilitate to cleaning the sewer lines. Inlets and outlets of chambers and manholes should be plugged. All sewer pipelines should be laid to required slope. Bottom of gully channels inspection chambers should be laid in slope. See, this is the way how it is to be laid in the slope. You can see the pipeline has been coming down and here the outlet. This is the inlet which has been there. So outlet has been below that. Ensure that the channel's inspection
Again,
chamber
the
should
same
have
way
smooth
this images
cover.
has been
All
explained.
severe
So
pipe
it goes
traps
from
and
here.
fittings should be free of cracks. Checklist. All fixture to be fixed properly. Any leakages has to be approved. Proper pressure to check all the taps and cocks. If there is any choke up in WC after continuous flow of water from half turn flush cock for at least 5 minutes. Is there any cement lump observed in P trap? Any choke up in nani trap? Hot and cold water mix operation proper. If the low level water tank operation is the EWC is proper. Seat cover are fixed properly. All the brackets of the was had by point. The download link is as below. All the open GI pipes fitting with the EWC painted. If the wash basin fitted properly, etc. Is there any leakages in the drainage chamber? Any leakages in the main inlet and outlet? Are there any cracks on oil cement filled with the wash basin in the wall? This is the mechanical electrical plumbing drawings images. Are PVC outlets pipes for wash basin and basin fixed properly? Are escape ports from WC and bathroom are proper? Thank you for watching this presentation. Kindly subscribe and like and share, which will motivate me for a further good presentation. In case of any queries, do not hesitate to write to me. The response shall be at the earliest. Some of the contents has been selected from the Ambivilliers QC manual. You can contact me at civilconclave@gmail.com or at my Telegram group, Civil Conclave Telegram group. The link is been asked below. Thank you for watching it. Kindly subscribe, like and share so that I can give you further